Hey there, it's Jim over at SickBonus, and today I'm going to walk you through Convertri. Now, Convertri is an amazing sales funnel builder and web page builder that has some awesome features that I'm not going to be able to cover everything in this scope of this short demo video, but I wanted to show you how I created this very quick, good-looking page in just less than 20 minutes. So let's get started. As you can see, I've got quite a few domains set up. You can have custom domains or use the subdomain format, which is often popular in sales funnel building platforms. So for this demo, I'm just going to create a brand new one from scratch on a Convertri2019.convertri.com subdomain. So I'll click Create New. Instead of selecting one of the pre-designed templates, which are awesome, I'm going to actually create from scratch, and we're going to just call it Demo Convertri 2019. Click Create, and there we go. Now you can import specific pages. You can create a new page. And when you create a new page, you again get to choose if you want to choose one of your page templates that you have in the system. And there's just tons of them in there pre-built, especially if you get the pro or agency upgrades. But you can go ahead and click Create Page from Scratch. And I'm going to call this Sales Page Demo. Click OK. And that's what we have right here. So I'm going to put this in the middle, kind of in the middle of the screen here. Click Edit Page. And you've got a blank canvas. Now, there's some improvements they've made, including these grid lines and other features. There's one thing with Convertri, it seems every week they're making some kind of update. Sometimes they're minor updates, sometimes they're major, but they've been around since 2016, and without fail, every Tuesday you get an email talking about what updates or what bugs they've squashed, or a combination of the two. So I'm in the page editor. This is the global page editor. I wanted to change a couple of things really quickly. You can see that you can change the font type here. I'm just going to grab this one here. Looks good. Get all the global settings here as well. I'm going to make it standard of align center. I like my font a little bigger than 16, so I'll start with a default of 22. Normal weight's fine. I'm going to change the default text color. I'm going to make it a gray. And done. All right, so I've got the default text. Now, the cool thing with Convertri is it's based off of layers, and this panel element, which you just drag up here, is probably the most used element that you'll find. And this really helps to set it up so that when you switch from desktop to mobile, whatever's on the panel, this first panel, for example, is going to be on top of the next panel. So if I had two panels side by side, the one on the left is going to be on top of the one on the right, which you'll see in a minute here. So usually when I'm building out, I usually start out with throwing some panels out there, and I will change, oops, wrong button. I will change the background colors so that I don't mix them up, and then we can change them later. Another cool feature, rather than doing that, you can actually click and then click clone, and you've got a duplicate of the same one. You see there's grid lines, and this is my basic layout. So I'm going to actually bump this. I'm going to delete this one, and I'm going to again clone so I have the exact same sizing and spacing. All right, there's also some cool features now to where you can fully expand full width with one click, but if you undo that, you can actually instantly center, or you can center within the group. So that centered the whole thing. We're going to undo that, but what I actually want to do is make this one center here, and just select both of them. Oops, one again. And now that I have them both selected, I can actually click middle line, bottom line, center line. I'll just do center line. So now it's perfectly in the center of that panel, which is pretty cool. So some quick and easy tips for you there. All right, so next, this demo is going to be pretty simple just a pretty simple basic demo, and we're going to throw in some text. Let's see, grab my text for a header, and I'm going to grab my text off of here. I have a, oops. You notice that the font did not go to default, but that's only because I copied and pasted it from Google Docs. Some copy and paste won't stick, but if you started typing, like for example, if I use this and I just start typing, well, you're not going to be able to see it's a bad example. It should be a 15, or what did I have the default, 18? 22, that's right. So you can see it actually works there. But not a problem, you can easily change to whatever you want. A couple clicks. Change all the text in this one to the same font size. And this is going to be a heading, so we'll make it a bit larger. And I'm going to go center, that's fine. And I'm going to go full width. Where'd my full width button go for my text? There it is. Boom. All right, so full width doesn't make sense. I'm going to actually just go to the width of those blocks. And there we go. I'm going to make this panel a little bit bigger back here. Scoot these down. All right. Now I'm going to replace one of these blocks with an image, or actually rather I'm going to put an image on top of one of these blocks. And again, this is just a quick demo to show you some of the features, but if you click on the image, there's a full image library that you can build out and store everything. So once you upload it once, you can reuse it on all your projects, the same image. I'm going to grab, yep, that one looks pretty good. All right, and again, let's see, I want to center that right on there. I'm going to highlight both, click the drop down, go center line, and let's say I want to do center middle also, so center middle. And but before I actually do that, I do want to make this bigger. And let's go back one small square smaller. And again, we're going to highlight both of these. I just hold Control and click on both, and then I can go center line and oops, undo. I think you get the idea. It's pretty easy to get everything just how you want it. And I'm going to make this so we just got to have a nice border. You don't have to have the border. You could actually have that transparent and no border. Okay. So you can see my page is coming along nicely. I'm going to put some text over here. And this text is actually going to be a couple of key bullets. And for this, I'm going to actually make the text white. Let's go Control All and select white for the color. And we're going to bring this back up and over. And I'm going to actually go Control All and line left. And these are bullets, so let's make them bullets. And you can get fancier with the bullets. You can change the symbol. You can use an image for the symbol. But for right now, actually I'm going to do this. You could click Select Image, and then you can pick any image that you have already placed in here. For example, I've got some bullets. I'll use this check mark. It's pretty cool. And you can make it bigger. There. All right, so now I can still make this a little bigger box. And probably want to add some type of headline here. So let's put another text box in here. And here I'm just going to say, let's make the text white first off. And I'm just going to say what? Oh, I didn't have any text in there to make white. So let's change it to white now. There we go. All right, so now obviously it'd be good to have these two centered on this. So I'm going to click center align and also middle center. Oops, that does not work. Let's go undo because it stacks them on top of each other, which is fine. All right. So now you can see I've got a pretty cool page coming along. Oh, I'm going to put a button in here. So I'm going to use the, you can use image buttons obviously and link to anything. You could also do text links. But what I'm going to actually use is in the form element section, I'm going to use a button. I'm going to use a submit button, although we're going to change the properties from submit to just a link. And here's where I will put my affiliate link. You simply just paste the link in there, center it, and I'm going to change the label to stay, actually go bigger in a minute, but first, oh, here it is. Okay, so get Convertri 2019 with all the free bonuses below. All right, so usually on buttons I like to have much bigger font size, which means I do need to make that button bigger. You can see you can have multiple rows on a button. Make that center again, and I should be able to center it in the section, middle align it, they call it. I'm also going to change the background. Let's go, this panel that I created is really for positioning. So when you're clicked on an element, you have the element properties. I'm going to change the background color to be transparent. And now you can see it's just, you only can see the white, but it's still on that panel. Okay. All right. This probably should be a little bit, let's go a little bit bigger font than 15. Let's see how 16 looks, maybe 17. Pop that up. Might be a little bit busy, but I can make some tweaks. Now I can go back to here and here, recenter those again. Oops, forgot the last one, which is important. Center, boom. And I'm gonna also change this background to white. All right, this button color, I'm not crazy about it. Let's change the background color of that button. So you can see once you're in the specific, once you're in a category and property elements, you click a different element and everything else matches. Now, here's something else I'm gonna do. This theme of the Convertri logo seems to be black and blue. So what I'm actually gonna do is I'm gonna change this background to be black and this border to be black. I'm gonna do that really quickly. I'm gonna grab click the icon there, or the panel there, and there's no black showing up, so I'll create a quick black, select. Oh yeah, that's gonna look much better. Same thing with that one. I'm gonna change that one to black. Boom. All right. I'm gonna click save really quickly. Now, you can see there's a little bit of an off-center piece here, and I did forget to put these elements on a panel. So I'm glad I did that, because what I'm going to show you now is how to put a panel behind elements, and you simply cover them up. All the elements you want to enclose for centering purposes, and I'm going to go full width, and now I'm going to click on that element and I'm going to go to the positioning. Oh, sorry, not positioning. That's right. It's not in element properties. It's up here. Send backwards. So I'm going to send this back. I'm going to keep clicking it until it's the furthest thing back. Perfect. All right. So now I'm going to slide this down, Maybe make this a little bit of space there, a little bit of space there. And now I'm going to select all these elements. And I'm going to make them middle aligned. So perfectly aligned to the middle. All right, looking pretty good so far. Now, here's another cool feature I really like about Convertri. You can click preview anytime, see what you've got. The web interface is already pretty strong, but it's always nice to see what it's actually going to look like on the page. So you can see I'm coming along and looking good. There's obviously some things you might want to tweak, but you get the idea. So one of the other strengths, one of the other things I really love about Convertri is the fact that you can click this mobile button and you get a mobile preview. Now, you can see there's some tweaks that might need to be made in mobile, and you can do those easily. Click save and your mobile is all set now. But you can also, something else they've added is some of the cool things they've recently updated is the ability to change the default font size. See, this font seems like it might be a little bit too big on mobile. That's because it defaults as 150% of the full page size for the text font. But you can change all of it at once by clicking on just need to find it real quick. Thought it was on fonts, but it might be in the page settings. Default text styles. Here we go. There it is. Default font scaling on mobile. You can change this with a click. 120% usually comes out pretty good. And there you go. Instantly, all the font is better. And you can manually adjust everything, or you can click this remobilize button. And that goes back to the default, or it goes back to the instant remobilizer. Pretty cool. All right, so now that I've got a preview that looks pretty good, I obviously have to come back in here and add some links. Probably want to tweak some other things, maybe change the page coloring a little bit further, but it's super easy to do again. Oh, this is one other thing I want to, before we do. Let's say I want to put a background image instead of just a color here. You can click on the area and actually change to background and click instead of color, you just click this to grab one of your images. And the cool thing with this, now I can go to some of my images I've already got, like this one maybe, and click select. But the cool thing with, one really cool thing that they've recently added in Convertri is the ability to search Pixabay for free images. So let's say I want to do a modern, I don't know, let's search for modern blue and see what comes up. Okay, here's a modern blue that looks pretty cool. Here's another one. So there's some pretty cool images that come right away. You can see that the search is lightning fast. I like this one. It's a nice little pattern. So I'm going to click that one. And all of a sudden, I have a modern blue image in the back. Let's see how that looks. Do a quick preview. Yeah, you can see that's a pretty cool effect. Now with this, I might end up saying, that's almost a little too much, so I'm going to modify that. Well, you can do that easily by either adding another layer, or you can come over here and in the background, in the properties, you can add shadows, borders. I think it's in shadows. No. You can there's a blurring, fixed background. Oh, that's another one you can do, the fixed background, which is cool. That gives that parallax effect. Change image. That's not what I want. Image properties. There it is. Going a little too fast. All right, so you can simply do a blur, and you see it preview right live on screen. Just drag and drop till you like the general look. Maybe even do a little bit of halftone, which will tone it down a little bit. I don't want to use halftone, maybe pixely. Let's set there. Let's see that. I think that's going to look pretty good. You can even go monochrome, which is going to completely change the look. But let's leave it like that. Let's see how that looks. I think that's going to look pretty good. In fact, looks so good, I think I'm going to bring it up to the top, which is super easy to do. And then if I do that, I'll have to change this text to white. Maybe even go a little bit bold on the text up here, and maybe a little bit bigger too. Which means I have to move everything down, but fear not, because now it's easy to do. In fact, I think I like it like that, having a little bit of offset. All right, so I think you get the idea. You can quickly, easily create awesome looking pages in a matter of just a few minutes with Convertri. Now, if you go ahead and purchase with my link below, I'd really appreciate it. And as a reward, I'll give you a bonus package. Just scroll down below this video and take a look at all of the new features for Convertri 2019, as well as my bonus package. This is Jim from SickBonus.com, and make it a great day. Thanks for watching, and go out and grab Convertri 2019 at the special offer they currently have running. It's only for a few days, and I will tell you it's 100% worth it. It's got everything you can need to quickly and easily build amazing looking pages in just a few minutes. Thanks so much for watching.